Welcome to my channel, Creative Writing Prose. Happy New Year and happy new camera with brilliant sound and gorgeous visual quality. I am so happy to have this camera. Without further ado, you saw the title, you clicked on it, let's get into the video. 1. The manly man. The generic, and that's really it, manly man. He's manly, he doesn't have feelings, he is practical around the house, he has no relatively effeminate or three-dimensional qualities. 2. The socially inept nerd. This isn't so much a guy thing, but it's still something which annoys me when it's a nerdy character and he's sort of socially off base or really shy, withdrawn, that sort of thing. 3. Adonis. He is the he is the perfect physical male specimen, and he's also like the manly man, psychologically at least. 4. The veteran jerk. For the veteran jerk, he's the guy who's essentially a jerk, inconsiderate, or only thinks about himself, blah blah blah, a narcissist, and yet he still always gets the girl. 5. The mind reader. This is sort of an obscure one, or really not so much an obscure one, but it isn't so much a manly thing. It's actually more influenced by women. This idea becoming not exactly a reality, it's a work of fiction. And this is the guy who always knows what a woman is thinking and always conveniently knows what to do. It's completely unrealistic. 6. The generic underdog. This is the guy who is actually pretty average, but he doesn't have a ritzy sort of lifestyle or upbringing, and he just generally complains about his situation, which actually is average. 7. The rageaholic. Somehow this character is always pissed off about something. He's just always angry, he's always mad. Everything is seemingly out to get him and annoy him. Yeah. The every school man. This guy is the ultimate male version of a Mary Sue. He just happens to know everything and be a quick study and all that sort of thing. It's just unrealistic. The X-Man whore. I do apologize about not being able to find a more, not necessarily a more appropriate term, but a less explicit term for this one. The X-Man whore is essentially the guy who was sleeping around with a lot of girls, and then suddenly there's this one girl who changes him into a honorable man. It's just unrealistic. The sex all the time hero. Not to be confused with the man whore. The man whore can just be a jerk or a sociopath that sleeps around with a lot of girls. The sex all the time hero is essentially the guy who slays dragons and then goes to have sex with the nearest woman he finds, because of course she was obviously in trouble because of the dragon, or yeah, he's essentially doing something heroic and then having sex. By the way, he's straight. No offense to any homosexual people out there, I love you. Yeah, as I said, this one, as the title says, it's a video about people or characters that are just two-dimensional stereotypes, which I don't like, so yeah. 11. The accidental psychopath. This is the character who turns out to be, yes, very strong and very self-restrained, and by the way, he actually has no emotions at all and no empathy, and yeah, somehow he turned out to be a psychopath. And I don't mean even as in that was supposed to happen in the plot, it just somehow happened. The comic relief best friend. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a best friend of the hero who is funny or just inherently funny, but if that's all they do and they don't really contribute to the plot, or you have to sort of write them into a scene to just for the part where they need where the story needs comic relief, You might want to rethink how you're going to insert this character if you need this character at all. 13. The boyfriend that's always there. He's just always there. He's just always around. He's just always so supportive. Does he have a job? Does he have a life? Does he have his own hobbies? Because in fantasies, I don't mean fantasy genre, I mean, you know, girlish fantasies, sometimes this sounds nice. And after a while it gets annoying. The unrealistic balanced guy. He's funny when you want him to be. He's sexy when you want him to be. He's kind and considerate when you want him to be. He's manly and macho when you want him to be. He's the ultimate, when it's convenient, I will be a certain way guy. Yeah. 15, the final one. He's a guy. This isn't more so much a, you know, type of guy in fiction. It's more every excuse to explain why he's kind of a jerk. He, you know, sleeps with his best friend's girlfriend. He's a guy. They do that. Not all of them do. It's not realistic, or any other example you can think of. That's it for this video. I hope it was useful for you. Feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel and check out more of my videos. And of course, Happy New Year, and links in the description to my Facebook and Twitter, and keep being creative.